Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be. Stamp collecting is fun. But before we get on to stamps proper, a question has been posed by Charlie, who asks if these tweezers that were shown in the previous video are actually stamp philatelic tweezers. I think I can safely say no. They will be for eyebrows. So can they be used with stamps? Well, I did buy these, which I do use with stamps. Are they proper stamp tweezers? I think these are eyebrow tweezers myself. But we shall see. I only bought these actually panicked because I thought I'd lost these. So maybe the time will come when these will be unpacked and used to pick up stamps. But we're not talking about tweezers today. We're talking about approval stamp catalogues, of which I've got a heap. So what are approval stamp catalogues? Well, you apply for a catalogue full of stamps, and from Commonwealth, for example, you take them home, you glance through them, you pick the stamps, you take the stamps out of the catalogue, you sign for it, you look at the price, which is a penny there, 1p, and you send the money back with the catalogue, and so on and so forth. And we have a very big number here because there's a lot of countries and a lot of stuff like Commonwealth, also, presumably overseas or European. You get the idea. We'll see more as we go along anyway. So I want to go through this first of all, what we see on the front page. So Twickenham and District Philatelic Society. This has been blocked out. I suspect that they bought spares from another society that maybe went bust or whatever, and they decided that just use this other one as their own. Very wise. Recycling, they call it. This is number 13, so this is the 13th approval catalogue. The owner's reference is M7 and it's got a tick. Net value £7.99. There's 8 pages and 94 stamps in it, and the owner is M Mansfield, 137 Village Way, Ashford, Middlesex, TW15, so that's probably Twickenham, 2JY. Here we've got removed by, so these are the buyers. Firth there, Morley, somebody else, Barnett, Griffin, Damper, and what the value of the stamps that they've got from it. Presumably M Mansfield is the curator of all of these catalogues, and they will be sent out to, this would also be sent out to other people. And then removed by, so removed by here, so we got to the end there, and removed by S Bell, 50p, and so it says here, we'll have a look at notes here. Note, stamps must be mounted on one side of the page only. Net prices to be plainly marked above on the stamp. I don't know what any of that means. I probably wouldn't be interested in ever getting involved with approved stamp catalogues. It seems a bit iffy and biffy to me, a bit fiddly for me. So we've got Commonwealth, so we're looking at a Valletta stamp here, 3p. Nice Edward the 7th there, Halfpenny. A king. George V. So these are all Maltese stamps. The highest value you're paying there is 3p for the 1 farthing, which has got to be sort of unusual. Is there a lower valuation than a farthing? I don't think so. So that's an interesting stamp. And then we've got more in the way of Malta, but Her Majesty the Queen is featured on these stamps. We won't be able to get through all of these catalogues, but you'll sort of get the idea. Again, somebody signed their name there, 6p, they wanted that. They're willing to pay 6p, the ones around it are 4p. The 10p one there looks to have been cancelled by the postmaster himself in Malta, with his signature, part of the signature. 20p there, full 10p there, 20p there, 2 and 6 stamps, so pretty high values. And then less high, you know, penny for that. Penny, you know, these are very, very commons. And further down, we've got a threepenny. We'll turn over again, Hong Kong this time. Someone's had it for the 10p one. This page very, very popular by the look of it, Australia. So someone's paid £1 for the stamp, 50p here, £1.25 here. So I would say quite valuable now, Australia stamps. These are less valuable, penny, well, no value, 10p, the Royal Visit, 8p there. So this actually can act as a catalogue proper in its own right. It will sort of say which stamps, if you will, within the catalogue, because of the price on them, which are the most desirable. And then you can, if you wish, invest. Campers bought that one for a penny. So that's one example, is that Commonwealth. Then we've got Nigeria. We won't look at Nigeria. GB, let's have a look at the GB and see what's going on here. Now, there's, oh, look at this, someone's got his own stamp, rather than the stamp. So Mr. Summerfield has got one, and also Mr. E. Pooley has got one of his own stamps, and Mr. Buckman. So they're taking the hobby exceedingly seriously. M9 GB stamps. Let's have a look what GB stamps have got through to me. So let's have a look. Well, none there. Look at that. The whole page has been bought up. 50p would be the highest not denomination, but what they paid for it. Yeah, there's not much in the way of stamps going on here. Okay, here we've got some. We're down to the 3p's though. 6p for that one. 6p, 20p on the other side. Buckman has bought that. So you sort of get the idea that that you can actually do a bit of, you know, say you've got this stamp here in your collection now, you probably want it, the pound castles. You know, it's 45p then, and that will exponentiate up to today, to this very day. Well, there's anything around 3p or a penny, probably uber common. Yeah, so not much else going on. Oh, that's been emptied as well. So that's an idea. USA, do we want to look at USA? We'll quickly look just to see if there's any overall interest. Yes, there is. There has been interest. No, I presume that with the UK and it being a UK town that the stamp catalogue, the approval catalogue comes from, they will have easier access to GB stamps, where there's not as easy access to the USA stamps. Hence maybe why some of these pennies are being, I don't want to destroy these books, they're slightly delicate. So what have we got here? We've moved on a bit, I think, to another country, Bolivares. Suddenly the prices have gone up because presumably the Bolivares, they're not 10 a penny because they're difficult to get hold of. Anything here? Penny, tuppence. These United States. Penny, so common stamps. It would be difficult, say, to put in a penny black, for example, or a very rare Australian stamp, or uber rare German stamp, for example, and send it on trust. Though I'm sure, back in the day, trust was there. So that's USA and SA, which looks like South Africa to me. Curacao, that keeps popping up since the World Cup. Iraq and Egypt. Rhodesia, Ian Smith territory. What I would be looking for would be the early ones. So when Her Majesty the Queen or all these colourful ones come up, no, I'm not particularly interested. But the sort of buying popularity only reaches here, doesn't go into the second page. This does, however. BC and Dubai. What is BC? Abu Dhabi, Again, they're pretty modern. There's, a penny. So what else have we got? Well, what can I tell you about Twickenham District Philatelic Society? Still exists to this day. Does have its own website. They meet, I think, in its Teddington, which is London Way. Teddington, as is Twickenham. Teddington Methodist Church, and they are very active. They have auctions and they have gatherings, and they have guest speakers and the like. So if you're anywhere near that, pop in, say hello. Join even St Helena. No one's really interested in the St Helenas, and I find them quite interesting because St Helena is where Napoleon was housed until his murder, and I think it only gets one ship a week. I ain't sure. BC, section BC. What is BC? Well, here we got Singapore. Again, nothing too exciting for me. British Commonwealth section. Can we turn over without... Oh yeah, Bermuda. Those are beautiful stamps. Bermuda stamps. They have that colour, don't they? It's the colour of the sea. Colour of the flag as well, I would suggest. Barbados. Yeah. But again, there's no value to any of these. No high value to any of these. And, if it's tuppence then, it's nothing but now. Ghana, Zambia, Nigeria, Gibraltar, Era, BC. What could BC mean? Era. Anyway, let's have a look at Era. Is there anything in here? The Republic of Ireland. Gold Coast. Gold Coast. Nope, I can't see anything there. BC, I'm not going to open that because time is moving on. British Commonwealth. BC has got to be British Commonwealth, hasn't it? So they're not really explaining very much. What is it? St Helena again. Also a nice stamp with the address. Some people will jump up on the back of the envelope and that's nice. Two-tone St Helena. That might be worth something. It's 7p, so it's 7 times more expensive than the one below it. St Helena, Somaliland. Those are nice. British Commonwealth again. Again, we got them in sort of, we're up to book 28 now, so that before it was 27. Iran. Don't want to really go through that. Number 30 there. So then we got two others also belonging to the member here. Member's name and address, M. Mansfield, AIOC Limited, Sunbury upon Thames. What a beautiful place it sounds. Sunbury. Very English. This is the Lensbury and Britannic Stamp Club. I haven't looked this club up. You may want to see if it still exists to this day. I certainly hope it does. I sincerely hope it does. Containing 6 pages with stamps on. Nothing has been taken out of the book by the look of it. Egypt, complete set, 21 shillings. Someone's had that one. It's not a complete set anymore. 5 shillings. Now, if that was a shilling, it isn't a shilling. It's 6p. It's got to be, because a shilling is like line and across like that is a bob. So I think these are 6p. 8 PR. Could actually be used in the Egyptian currency. What is a halfpenny? But I think it's a wonderful way of... It's an old-fashioned British way, English way to collect by getting a catalogue full of stamps, picking them. Iran again. Yeah, there's a few come out of here, look. Old Shahs around. Seen that? There's a lot of toning, and there's a bit of browning around. But nice nonetheless. Survived nonetheless. All Iran. Someone's not that particularly interested in Iran. And then that and finally moment. That always comes. What does that say there? Who are we talking about? Hey, United States postage. There's no actual prices on these, just as if it could be just somewhere to store stamps. And here we have airmail, United States of America, a lot of planes. So, a common stamp. That is it for now. I hope you've found this of interest. If you do want to join the Twickenham and District Philatelic Society, they still exist. Go online, go into Google, type in the name, and it will come up, and you can see there the events that are coming up in the future. They have Zoom meetings, they have physical meetings. I think it's very exciting. I wish there was an organisation around here that I could join and go to and talk about these silly little things called stamps, which I love so much. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now. Stamp collecting is fun.